Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. My last video I did a few days ago, and that is when we were just touching here the support level at $142, which is the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. And I talked about that we were just at that moment breaking below this ascending trend line. So this ascending trend line is quite an important one. It's been quite a long one. It's been with us since, I would say, August. We've have a few touch points here, and for the first time since then we've been falling below the trend line. However, I did say, because I believe in the long-term viability and growth of the project, these are the retracements that I'm looking for. Whenever you have a retracement like that in an uptrend, it was a bit of a heads up that we broke below the trend line. But in my view, we are in a bull run. Solana has a lot of potential. There's so much running on Solana. It's so much going on with Solana that I'm bullish long term on it anyway. And but generally, these are the retracements when I do dollar cost average. That's when I go in. I don't want to go in here when we've just made a pump. I want to go in here and buy the dips. That's what I try to do, and I did mention it in the last video. Now, luckily as well, we seem to be pushing above this ascending trend line here again. This trend line is currently sitting at around $158, so looks like we've pumped above it, and we are now finding support. Now that's good, because we're now doing that, and this is a potential potential buy signal as well, because we've come all the way down here, found support. Yes, we've come up, and now we actually come above a critical trend line again. We're now basically above the trend line again. And if we can hold that, that's certainly good, because that indicates and confirms that we're going to continue our way up. We can also see that on the RSI, which is very interesting. We're still above the 50 line, and we have a lot of scope to the upside still until we get to the 70 line. I think that is very important. We have a lot of scope. We just come from a retracement. We can also see that we get a bullish cross here on the ADX. We have a green line crossing the movement, the direction movement line crossing above the red line, potential buy signal. And I think it won't take long until we have another bullish crossover here on the MACD on the daily. I think this is all looking good for Solana. I'm missing a little bit the volume here, but certainly important that we broke above this trend line again. If we take a look on the 4-hour chart, I think that will be provide a little bit more detail. And there you go. I think we are just coiling up for something like a bullish pennant here, or bull flag. It's actually a pennant. Bullish move to the upside here, and now just a bullish consolidation above that trend line, and you can call it a bullish pennant. There was probably more likely more detail on the hourly chart, but for now here that's enough. I think that can take us to the next level here. The next pump here, I think that could really take us up to the 170, 169 here, that former high here. I think that's the next one that we tackle before we then can potentially address the high of that local high here of where we went up to all the way up to $178 back here on the 3rd of October. So I think that's when we can address that, and it's currently looking good for Solana, because we've come above the trend line, forming a bullish pennant here in my view at the moment, coiling up. There was actually a bit of volume here, yeah, you can see that, but overall still sort of average. On the 4-hour also we have a little bit of scope to the upside still. Yeah, we are not in overbought territory yet, and again bullish signal here on the ADX, on the trend line, and also on the MACD. We have made a bullish cross here on the 12th of October already, so we're just crossing above the 0 line. That was yesterday, and yeah, that was actually a nice buy signal as well. Looking good at the moment. And I did tell you that I was dollar cost averaging at the dip, so that's what I do. That's what I like. If you do trading, you would normally wait for the breakout, but as a dollar cost averager, I just try to buy the dips. You can also just buy regardless of the price if you dollar cost average, but that's what many people do as well. But I still tend to be a little bit more proactive and just buy the dips. That works pretty well, and then just hold it long term, because as I always say, crypto is more of a marathon. It's not a sprint, and it's about who has the persistence and endurance to really stay in it, because many people exit trades too early or just take profits too early. So, you know, and the risk is obviously that you have to survive another crypto winter potentially, but I think the long-term potentials, they can just potentially make you financially independent and rich, you know, and there's a lot of potential in this market. But again, no financial advice here, but it's looking good for Solana at the moment. Really happy that it's playing out, and that we're now above the trend line again. And I think it won't take long before we see new highs here. So hope you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, then please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.